All right. This is another one that was very commonly missed. Maybe, I think it's because it's not clear on what form you're starting with, but let's see. So we have Xavier. Let me refocus it. Okay, Xavier has 1.6 or 1 6/10 candy bars in his backpack. What is the percent form of the amount of candy bars Xavier has in his bag? Okay, so he has 1.6. All right. And I'm going to think about how reasonable this is, because he has one candy bar. That's a real skin. I guess it's a Kit Kat. Sorry. Okay, he has 1.6. So that means he has more than one. He has a whole, and he has 0.6 of another. So I'm going to say half is here. So we're going to say 0.6 would be about this big, and I'm going to make it jagged like he ate part of it already, and that's why he doesn't have two. He has 1 6/10 of another candy bar in his backpack. And we need to know what percent this is, okay? All right, this is a decimal, and we're just changing it to a percent. Remember, decimals and percents, when you have to go between the two. Dr. Pepper, start with the one that you're given. We're given a decimal, and we're going to need to make it a percent, meaning we're going to move 2, always 2, to the right. Okay, so I have 1.6, and I'm going to jump at 1, 2 to the right. Okay, that's where my percent sign, well, that's where my decimal is, and since that's the end of my number, that's where my percent sign will go. Okay, I'm going to fill in this gap with a 0. That's probably why we missed it. Okay, a lot of you probably jumped at maybe 1 because that's all you had and chose 16%. That's what I'm going to bet. Okay, but you have to do 2. So even if there's nothing there, you add a 0. Okay, so it's 160%. Okay, so my bet is you either chose 16% because you just moved at the 1 because you didn't know where else to go, but it is 160%. And think about how reasonable that is. If you stuck with just 16%, all right, 16% is less than a whole. It's a tiny, tiny bit. It'd be like saying you have this much of the candy bar, okay? Actually, less than that, quite a bit less than that, all right? If he has this much, he has one whole, which is 100%, because a whole is 100%, okay, plus this little piece, the 0.6, which if you convert 0.6, that's 60%. All right, so together he has 160%. That's why it makes sense to have more than 100, because he has more than one whole.